Hello, my name's Mel, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the concept of gender in relation to popular music. So the intention for this video is to explore the concept of gender and give an understanding of what it means. So I guess the obvious place to start is a definition. So gender, as defined by the Oxford Dictionary, is either of the two sexes, male or female, especially when considered with reference to social and cultural differences rather than biological ones. The term is also used more broadly to denote a range of identities that do not correspond to established ideas of male or female. Unlike determining one's biological sex through the means of genitalia, gender is more of a socio-cultural construct created by ideology. To really understand gender, you first have to know what is meant by a socio-cultural construct. So basically, it's a term that is used to describe theories that are created by the nature of social life. Gender is often the focal point of many discussions around occupation. For decades, women have been fighting to eliminate the gender pay gap, as well as to eradicate the limitations that women face when in the workforce. To explain the concept of gender in a little bit more relatable terms, I'll be using the pop culture example of Taylor Swift. In a broad sense, Swift encapsulates what is stereotypically thought to be feminine within her music lyrics, as well as her live performances and her videos. Within her music, she predominantly writes about female-related issues and ideas, which has led for a majority of her fan base to be young women. As considering yourself a woman is a product of the concept of gender, it's hard to distinguish exactly what femininity means. The Oxford Dictionary defines femininity as the qualities or attributes regarded as characteristics of women. The most important thing to remember about gender is that it is constantly changing and molding to the changes of modern life. In her book, titled Rhetoric of Femininity, Donalyn Pomper explains that femininity can sometimes be empowering and other times be a microaggression in subtle or unconscious, verbal or non-verbal insults directed towards women. So the reason why I included that quote from Donalyn Pomper is to further explain how the construct of gender affects women. So, in relation to Taylor Swift, a huge part of her identity is the fact that she is a woman and that she experiences a lot of things that most women do, and that makes her relatable. However, in a recent interview with Vogue, when asked something she wishes she could tell her 19-year-old self, Swift responded with, "You're gonna date like any normal 20-something should be allowed to, but you'll be a national lightning rod for slut shaming." Still to this day, there are so many issues that are created by gender disparity. The question is often asked, would this have happened if I was a man? In the example of Swift's interview with Vogue, it would be argued that had she been a male, she never would have been condemned for her dating choices. Taylor Swift uses femininity to create her brand. To many young girls, she's considered an icon in creativity and confidence. Her use of femininity within her songs has allowed her to skyrocket to fame through the relatability and the ability of her music to make people feel all different types of emotions. In her most recent single, titled Me, Swift epitomizes what it means to be confident and emphasizes the importance of self-worth and self-love. Like most things in life, gender is considered on a spectrum, with some people considering themselves neither male nor female, but somewhere in the middle. As we spoke about in the lecture, the idea of gender fluidity has been around for centuries. In most recent times, the acronym LGBTQI has been created to encompass all of the genders in one. This inclusive term was created to represent all of those who don't feel like they fit into the mold of what is male or female. In the lecture, we spoke a lot about the ideas of Judith Butler. In a response written by Mary McIntosh regarding feminism and the subversion of identity, she argues that the way forward instead involves recognizing that gender attributes are performative rather than expressive. The reason why Taylor Swift is such a good example is because of her theatrics. Her use of femininity is performative, which is the idea that Judith Butler puts forward through all of her reading. So, to conclude this video and to tie everything together, there's 3 important things that you should always remember about the concept of gender. Firstly, that it is not the same thing as biological sex. Gender, on the other hand, is just what is considered to be male or female by society. Secondly, gender is always changing. It's a concept that is considered on a spectrum. Some people aren't male or female and they belong in the middle area. And the third thing to remember is that gender attributes are performative rather than expressive. So that concludes my video. Thank you for watching, and I hope that this gave you a better understanding of the social construct of gender.